Morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on this Saturday, October 21st. I'm Katrina Smith. Meteorologist Eric Gage is over in the Weather Center tracking some rain moving into the region and a major cool down. Starts tomorrow morning, or are we already cooling today?
Already cooling today, yeah. It's on the mild side this morning, 50s, sure, but cooling down throughout the day tonight into tomorrow, only reaching the low to mid 40s. So
that's going to feel brisk.
Yeah, we have a roller coaster stretch of weather for the next few days too. Heading into next week, almost hitting 70 degrees. So a bit of a brief cool down right here for this weekend. So again, if you're heading out the door this morning, what to wear? I would grab that wind jacket, windbreaker, some shoes as well as an umbrella just in case, as widespread rain does come to an end this morning. However, intermittent rain showers are still possible due to lake enhancement. And on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, dot for the radar. Again, those widespread rain showers are slowly pushing north, and you can see just briefly off of Lake Ontario, those rain showers moving into central New York. And so for today, highs approaching the mid-50s with a mixture of clouds and intermittent light rain. Windy conditions, though, winds between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Again, a cool down throughout this weekend. More details on that coming up. Back to you, Katrina.
Thank you, Eric. Fire crews responded to a fire.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. Rainy overnight last night and a rainy start to your Saturday. A bit of a common trend the past few weekends, just seeing clouds and rain. Haven't really broken this weather pattern. And so a live look at downtown. You took it from Nexus camera. Still overcast skies, some lingering rain showers on a Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 dot for the radar. The widespread rain comes to an end this morning. Beyond that, though, lake effect rain is currently moving off of Lake Ontario. And because of that, we're going to be talking about mostly cloudy skies for today, as well as intermittent light showers throughout the afternoon and this evening. One thing to mention, too, is with the rain showers and the leaves falling, be careful, especially if you're heading downhill, that if you got wet roads and leaves, it will cause your car to slip a lot more easily than if it's just wet roads or dry roads. Just a heads up if you do encounter leaves on the roads, especially going downhill. Look at your weekend planner. In terms of your weekend forecast, clouds, intermittent rain showers for your Saturday, highs approaching the mid-50s. Cooling down tonight, much cooler for tomorrow, highs only in the low to mid-40s. Along with that, too, breezy and windy conditions for both of these days, too, so definitely want to bundle up as well. Wind speeds across higher elevations south of the Mohawk Valley upwards of 15 to 20 miles per hour, and wind gusts upwards of 30 to 35 miles per hour this afternoon. The bigger picture, just a jumbled mess of low pressure throughout the northeast. Pretty messy, but for the most part, it's bringing some scattered showers across a lot of the northeastern coast of the U.S. Now here locally in central New York, the widespread rain again does come to an end. Things are trending more dry if you're heading to football this evening. Still bring an umbrella just in case, but do bundle up because, again, windy with some light rain showers and still generally overcast skies, temperatures in the 50s. Overnight tonight, looking at trending more dry, again with mostly cloudy skies, but heading into tomorrow afternoon, another push of rain showers will bring with it, too, the chance for some mixed precipitation up here in the North Country near Inlet, Old Forge, and the High Peaks area. Rest of central New York, though, will only be seeing additional rain showers. That does clear out by Monday. And so for today, mixture of clouds and light rain, windy conditions, highs in the mid-50s. Tonight, mostly cloudy with some light drizzle, windy as well, lows falling into the low 40s. Our 7-day forecast, the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk tomorrow, still windy and cloudy. Bring an umbrella again just in case, but for the most part, not looking to be a complete washout. And on top of that, too, roller coaster temperatures, 50 for Monday, up into the upper 60s for Wednesday. And our trivia question, if you throw a pumpkin in water, will it sink or float?
I want to say it'll float because don't we have those pumpkin flotilla, the pumpkin regattas locally?
I never heard about that.
No? They
No, I
carve
haven't.
out big pumpkins and you make a boat and you basically like float and, get judged on the best
Well, that gives it away.
pumpkin.
It does float, yeah.
How about
I'll,
that?
I actually carved
Been around a
pumpkins
while.
yesterday too, and it was a lot of fun. One of my first few times actually carving them as well.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't a big pumpkin carver growing up.
Did you do the seeds?
I was planning on doing it. It was waiting until after, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you should probably bake the seeds, and they taste pretty good."
So you did it? Okay.
I didn't do it.
We'll have to bring in pumpkin seeds for Eric, maybe some spicy ones. Thank you so much,
Oh no, no
Eric.
spice.
He loves the challenge, right? Taking a look at your weekend planner. Today, welcome back and thank you for joining us for another half hour of News Channel 2 Weekend Today. I'm Katrina Smith. Get you right over to the Weather Center because we have some changing weather patterns this weekend. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Yeah, and one thing to mention too is we're getting a lot of questions regarding the winter. Is it going to be?
Oh yes.
It's going to be
Is it
snowy.
going to
It's
snow
going
a
to
lot?
be cold. Yeah, and just a heads up because it's still really early. I want to give you guys the unbiased, straightforward answer of what the seasonal outlook is looking. This is from the Climate Prediction Center. This was issued just a day or so ago, in fact 2 days ago, for December, January, and February. Notice above average, the reds. That doesn't mean we're going to be seeing 50s and 40s all winter long. These maps are a bit difficult to explain just based off the surface, but basically means that we're more likely than not going to see slightly warmer days, meaning that based off of, if, for example, if the typical temperature is 32 degrees, maybe it'd be 33 or 34 instead of 29 or 30. Now, precipitation outlook, the storm path based off of El Nino means that the typical storm path in the wintertime will be generally south of our area. Again, doesn't mean we're not going to be seeing snow, but this is just a brief explainer of what El Nino is right here. Notice the warm air off of South America in typical years is out in the middle Pacific, but this year, this winter, it is near South America, and that changes the jet stream pattern. That means that that storm path is going to be trending more south compared to what we saw the past few years. In fact, even though we did see a mixture of rain and freezing rain last winter, the storm path was a La Nina effect. Live radar still seeing some scattered showers coming to an end. However, lake effect coming off of Lake Ontario. And for today, highs in the mid-50s, mixture of clouds and rain. Again, windy conditions, a cool down expected for your Sunday. More details on that coming up. Back to you, Katrina.
Thank you, Eric. New information on the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. Another rainy weekend in store for Central New York. Again, for this morning, widespread rain coming to an end with some lake effect light rain showers developing off of Lake Ontario. Here's a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. Again, overcast skies, light rain, wet roads if you're heading out this morning as well. Grab that umbrella just in case, since rain showers will be less widespread this afternoon and this evening. But as you can see right here with those stronger wind speeds, take a look at this singular lake effect rain band, again coming off of Lake Ontario. That'll be the main weather story for today. Windy conditions, cool with temperatures in the 50s, as well as intermittent showers and of course cloudy conditions. Highs cooling down as we head into Sunday as well. Much cooler with still some rain showers developing in the evening with highs only in the low to mid 40s. With wind chills, it will likely feel like the upper 30s as well. Definitely want to bundle up as you head out the door this weekend. And those wind speeds, again, talking about for today, 15-mile-per-hour winds across generally higher elevations south of the Mohawk Valley. Wind gusts upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. So if you're heading to some football games tonight, definitely want to bundle up and of course bring that umbrella just in case. Our fall foliage report, as a matter of fact, I traveled down to the southern valleys just this past few days, and lack of color, actually lots of gray right here in the southern valleys, just south of the Mohawk Valley. But as you head closer to Norwich and Oneonta, I saw some more reds and bright colors. However, near the Catskills past peak, North Country past peak, and we are now entering peak fall colors here in the Mohawk Valley this coming week. And hopefully the weather cooperates following this weekend, and hopefully the leaves don't fall too much. The bigger picture, a giant mess of low pressure across the northeast, keeping things relatively unsettled for this entire weekend. But here locally in central New York, that widespread rain again comes to an end. Temperatures warming up into the mid-50s with clouds, intermittent light rain showers from Lake Ontario. Looking at mostly cloudy skies tonight, still intermittent light rain showers, temperatures falling into the low 40s, and then rain becomes more prevalent tomorrow evening. But notice up here in the North Country, freezing temperature levels will fall below 2,000 feet, meaning that the North Country could be seeing a mixture of snow, sleet, freezing rain, generally a wintry mix possible again in higher elevations, just isolated north of the Mohawk Valley. And so recap for today, highs in the mid-50s with clouds and rain, windy conditions tonight, lows in the low 40s with mostly cloudy skies and some light drizzle. Your 7-day forecast, roller coaster temperatures, 40s for the highs Sunday, up into the mid to upper 60s as we head into Wednesday. And our trivia question, who invented the 2-day weekend?
Well, whoever it is, I believe there's quite a few people who would like to have a word with that person. I don't know. Let's say Rockefeller.
Rockefeller, you got it was a one of the very rich people back then. Our director said, "Boom, he got it right." Henry Ford. Yeah, and apparently it was just Sundays were offered for church, but then they made it a 40-hour work week. So Henry Ford standardized the 40-hour work week, and I know some people were saying, I want more weekends, for us at least.
Someone needs to standardize the 60 or 80-hour weekend. Kidding.
But more time off than more working.
Yes, exactly. How about this? Eric was talking about the winter weather, right? So NOAA's Climate Prediction Center released their winter weather outlook this week, right? Mm-hmm. It is definitely not as cold as it used to be, according to the experts here. But there are some other changes which might not be quite as obvious. Chase Kane shows us 3 ways some experts say winter is changing.
Winter brings skiing in the mountains, drinking water for the west, and a welcome break from oppressive heat in the south. But no matter where you live, it doesn't mean that winter is going extinct, but it is different. The first way is that winter is getting shorter and warmer. It's actually the fastest warming season by 3.3 degrees since 1970 across the U.S. From the Great Lakes to New England, it's up to 7 degrees hotter. In Miami, last winter was the second hottest on record, up nearly 9 degrees, which means there's less of a break from summertime heat.
Another big one out west is that if temperatures remain warmer longer into the year, and let's say we have precipitation not really kick in the early winter, that means you could extend the wildfire season out west. That combined with temperatures warming up earlier means that you might see less snowpack.
Second, overall snowfall drops, but big snowstorms remain.
We're getting a lot more rain during the winter times. A lot of those storms that were marginal and marginally snow are now marginally rain or ice instead of snowfalls.
That means fewer snowstorms, but when one does hit, it can dump more snow because a warmer atmosphere holds more moisture, more potential snow. That can amp up lake effect snow in Buffalo, monster mountain storms in California, and powerful nor'easters.
And you're getting these more ferocious storms that are coming down into our area as a result of climate change. So it's almost like a feast or famine type of situation.
Third, more extreme cold outbreaks. Remember what happened in Texas in 2021? Research suggests that was caused by the rapidly warming Arctic, which can weaken the polar jet stream.
When we have one of these very severe cold spells, it's because the jet stream is taking one of these big southward swings, and that allows the Arctic cold to penetrate much farther south than usual. And it's been demonstrated now in several studies that we are seeing these wavy patterns happen more often when the Arctic is very warm.
The bottom line is that climate change means we can no longer look to past winters to predict future winters. In New York, I'm National Climate Reporter Chase Kane.
Time now for a first look forecast tonight at 11 with meteorologist Eric Gage. Good evening, Eric.
Good evening, Ben. An issue tonight, and I've actually experienced this driving into work, had been the wet leaves on the road. We do have some misty conditions out there right now, along with windy conditions. And just a note, on a dry road, you can stop very easily. However, if you need to suddenly stop and the roads are wet and there's leaves on it, take a look at that distance right there, just under 200 feet difference give or take, with the stopping distance. Again, if you have to stop very suddenly. So if you're heading out tonight or tomorrow, winds are going to be strong, still too, with some lingering light drizzle. So the roads will be wet, and along with that wind and the leaves in the roads, again, just be careful if you are encountering that, especially on hills, going down hills. That could spell for a slippery situation. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at top of the radar. We are tracking a few very thin bands of lake effect rain drizzle. Still, even though it's pretty much only misting with the wind, it does seem to be coming down fairly heavily in some areas. And temperatures are currently in the upper 40s, and that'll be the most we're going to be warming up for the next at least 24 hours, as overnight lows will fall into the low 40s tonight, peaking out at 45 tomorrow. A cool and another windy day in store for your Sunday. More details on that coming up. Back to you, Ben.
Thank you very much, Eric. Halo, the Helping Animals.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good evening. We had a cool, breezy, cloudy, and rainy Saturday, and unfortunately the weather pattern doesn't really shift too much. In fact, we cool down heading into tomorrow. First, though, here's a live look at downtown Utica from an Nexus camera. Still some wet roads. We're dealing with at least some lake effect rain showers in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2. Top of the radar. Notice how thin these rainfall bands are. That's showing that wind speeds are roughly between 15 and 20 miles per hour. So if you're on the roads tonight, again, be careful of, even though it's drizzling, strong winds will make the rain feel a lot heavier, especially on the roads, and also with the leaves and with the wet roads and with the winds. Difficult driving as you head into tonight, with reduced visibility in higher elevations due to low-level clouds. Regardless, though, things will gradually dry out by early tomorrow morning. Still some misty conditions possible here or there, but more numerous showers arrive tomorrow evening. And in fact, heading out the door tomorrow, starting out in the mid-40s, cooling down into low 40s. So grab that windbreaker, heavier jacket, that umbrella for tomorrow. Again, bundle up, because it's going to be a cool and windy day for your Sunday. And looking at our chance of rain outlook for tomorrow as well as the start of the work week, as you can see right here, starting out relatively dry, still a few spotty showers and light drizzle. More numerous showers begin to arrive closer to evening between noon and 5 p.m. Then on cutoff, as a frontal boundary passes through the area, wind direction shifts and things gradually dry out. And then by Monday morning to Monday afternoon, some clouds start to decrease and sunshine will hopefully peak out by Monday evening. And so the bigger picture, we have a very strong center of low pressure just off the northeastern coast, off of Maine, Boston, and New Hampshire. And with that strong low pressure, it is pulling winds very strongly across the Mohawk Valley and central New York. And that's why we're seeing windy conditions with pretty, although light, noticeable lake effect rain showers and drizzle. And so looking at our skycast, mostly cloudy skies tonight. Again, patchy drizzle with windy conditions as well. Overnight lows falling into the low 40s. Your morning commute for tomorrow, if you are heading out anywhere for your Sunday, still starting out relatively dry, with rain showers arriving closer to the evening, more numerous. And just a heads up, in the North Country, with freezing levels falling near 2,000 feet, higher elevations could see a wintry mix. Possibly one of the first wintry mixes of the season, especially going as far south as Old Forge and inlet. Regardless, though, the rest of central New York will just see some light rain showers before clouds will gradually decrease as we head into Monday afternoon and Monday evening. And so for tonight, low 42 degrees, mostly cloudy, light drizzle, on and off rain showers for tomorrow with highs only in the mid-40s. Again, windy conditions if you want to bundle up. Your 7-day forecast, the making strides against breast cancer walk is tomorrow, not Monday, but we do have a dry stretch heading into the middle of next week, approaching 70 degrees by Wednesday before temperatures gradually cool down by next weekend.